Hello everybody, this is pt.6 and welcome back to some more Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Turnabout Corner. In the previous episode, we had continued on with the trial, listening to Mr. Stickler, and just as we were about to get a guilty verdict, Trucy helped us out one more time. So, it is time for us to continue the trial and kind of put what Trucy said in perspective about our ability. If you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share with your friends that can join in on this investigation and this trial. Let's do this. June 16th, 11:40 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Right, we're fine. Oh, you mean me? Right, him. Don't worry about him, I settled that. Settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Furling would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. Fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't, am I right? I think he's onto me. Wish he would stop being so cool. Let's dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for a gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. I'll get you in court, however. But the court is not permit for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. From shot to call. I'm gonna prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nope. This is not this one. This one! Till the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why is it crackling? I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Danny was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. One more time. Not this one. Not this one. This one. What? Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. Alright, we've been through this testimony last time. Okay, I need to press. Nope, not this one. He doesn't mess with this book at all. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder? Police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! This has to be it! Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he ever had the book open was here. This means this is the place to look for the habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. You know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet as it reacts to the testimony. Whoa! What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Paolo. Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing? In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but it's kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Slickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure if, he fiddles with the pages of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I bet they are. First, move your focus down to his hands. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. He's right. I can only see his face like this. So I'm trying changing my viewpoint. Perfect. Now you're ready. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to receive the truth beyond the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with this page? That's right. That's your signal to perceive. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it. You can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. Ergo, I used my cell phone. Right there. Gotcha. I saw it. Just now I could see it. All this banging of desks is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? Curious now about the cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? What to ask? Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. Robert. Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yeah! Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. The car moved. It surely must be for sure. Whatever belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. That's impossible! Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? Your cell phone is here. How could you call the police? What? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. This is why it can be said I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? I didn't call the cell phone after all. Just where is this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? It's indicated with a startling high degree of accuracy. It was right here, around here. Tucked away from the park. But why would lie? There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells it all. But that's ridiculous. Makes me sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. so I was trying to kill him.
Well, that's the right to work up that night.
Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. It's true I lost my cell phone. You can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, the cell phone was dropped around the murder. Those ways still restricted to connect with the crime.
That's your chance, Paolo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Well, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Of course I have evidence. And like your swagger forehead, hit it.
Alright, but we'll see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as I say.
The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped is... I need to look through this real quick. I guess here in the watch shop I want one. Kind of odd though. What is? I mean, if... They just dropped their phone. A little spacey. Good point. Wait a minute. Let me see that time one more time. 9:30. That's after 10. Take that!
Well, Mr. Justice,
No, that wasn't it. Now come in here, Judge. Remember where we found that cell phone? It had fallen on the ground before that night. That's right. The cell phone would have been crushed. Your Honor, one more chance, please. Right. Okay. Take that!
but the Sergeant Bear?
And it so happens Dr. Marex's car was in an accident that took place on the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. Happens a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Marex's car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. There we go, Mr. Stickler. The only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. Are you naming the
suspect in murder, Palmer?
No, stop! It's too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. Suppose it's worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Sticker and Palmeractus. That is, other than this.
We are not company will be most brutal trouble. The witness prepare.
Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Alright. His truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victims, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant as the scene.
Right, but the cell phone's lying in the garage.
Ah, yes, well, as you can see, my model cell phone is a defect. It's given to rolling. It's quite plain when I drop alongside the road, you know. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. Nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't see anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice. Night, yes, I went to the supermarket. Hold it! So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Well, yes, of course. Stanley, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail.
Mr. Stickler, will you explain yourself?
No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. Seeing sampling free food counts as religion? And indicates that night. I sampled to my heart's content and it was on my way home, yes. I must drop my cell phone all the way back. Hold it! That's when you pass in front of the Marcus Clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. Supermarket is here along the main road. On my way home from there, it takes me past the Maractus Clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet woe was I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. When I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. Hold it. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. Same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Meal marks from a noodle stand, for instance. I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed tracks, I could not have missed what happened next. I'm a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. Hold it. This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the science, keen up. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
Remember something quite well to the chaos. Thank you for telling us that noodle stand told you very well. Mr. Doctor?
What about that sign? Could it be important? It is important. I don't know how I'll be able to. Very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
There's no some thought better than ballistic. I can know some of the words myself one day. Look at that, put on to the testimony, well.
Whatever sort of noodles that sells can't match the IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for the taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Why, I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle. Oh god, I really hope this is it. Objection! And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why you look at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing there. Here, was it? Although, it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive.
Very good, Professor, we're talking about the right point.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. And he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Stand right about here. Take that! The witness was standing here, on the opposite side.
How do you know that?
When viewed from the south, the sign on the sand says El Dunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand.
Bro, that's the noodle.
Exactly. The name of the noodle stand, name of the stand is split between the front and the back sides. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south.
You got me.
So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from this north or the south side? Makes no difference at all. Actually, it does. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Blue on a global scale, directions are utterly without a meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? Changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. 3D! 2.5D. The killer and the victim are facing each other, here. Then, at the moment the killer raises the weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him right in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reversed the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you're absolutely correct, Frolin.
What made it?
The anti-wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north.
North? That's where the witness Mr. Stickler was standing.
Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim is right in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. No!
Murder!
Wow. The apple didn't fall from the tree. She flipped the whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Clarify one point for me if you would, Air Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I can't just picture him as the real killer. Oh, please, look aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so.
What the defense have to say?
What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? We're going to accuse him of another crime. Oh, I don't know about this one. I don't think Wesley Stickler's a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem rather unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Air Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence.
You let the accusing witnesses now. For a crime other than murder? The reason? Because of...
I know he's guilty of something, but what crime is... other than murder is he? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime?
The evidence supports all lies, Mr. Justice. All evidence supports the witness' involvement in the crime.
Shit. Did I pick the wrong thing? Oh. Seriously? Alright, let's try it. Take that! Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences.
I'm about to say, Mr. Justice.
One more chance, please?
Oh, man, but the effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty. Now, please reveal yourself to the court.
He's guilty of something. I guess I do have evidence, but what? Oh, this is bad. It's bad, okay? Okay. The evidence is this.
What was that? What?
Hey, those are mine. Wait for it. Don't look at me like that!
Hold on. Mr. Steckler, well, can't say this comes as a shock.
It's not what it seems. It's... okay. On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the miraculous clinic garage.
Aha!
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like.
No. Mr. Steckler, you should be ashamed.
It's not what it seems.
So, it understood that you're present, not because you're guilty of murder, but because you blocked their terrors to make the victim to the world otherwise?
Perhaps you're not aware of that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligence, V stands for valiancy.
What?
I'm not done yet. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of IVU, science department, are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge than to science than mystery? Come on, you're talking about girls' panties here. No, you do not understand. Mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are a promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. Full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire over those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, then a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. She's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? She's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties, it mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
What the heck was? You think it's going to understand a magic trick?
You say panties, but they're much more than that. For me, they're not an object for serious... They are an object for serious study. I wonder. There must be a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I'm sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spotted a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought that maybe this would be a pair that would elucidate my mind, even though that night she'd chased me down the street. I can't keep up with him.
But at least one thing is straight.
You're referring to a witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but in fact, it was the north.
No. But anyone try to explain my lies about that?
My guess there, forehead? Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you did not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, something about the way the diagram is arranged now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, is there a...
Well, Mr. Justice went to you. Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location?
Yes, we do. It's the other pair that I tried to present earlier. Take that! The evidence that shows why he lied is this.
What, more panties?
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, forehead? These are the last. Honest. They were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mystery of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
Panties on your hand as well?
That night, I had been chased and hounded into the miraculous garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while, then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the southern entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion, a giant pair of panties. Apparently, you didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take them home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
Fascinating, a disturbing tale. I believe the point today is waiting to a close, and I'm more than pleased to invite the witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
The prosecutor, Gavin?
Regardless of where we ended up today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Wakitaki, was seen at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing, Wakitaki has a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant Wakitaki is still the punch at the victim's case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming that no one else to be on the scene of the crime. Now, mystery remains. The location of the bloom of the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution.
So, maybe? No problem.
Very well, this brings the trial for today, the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Alright. So we got trial day 1 complete. And we're going to end everything off for today. In the next episode of Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Turnabout Corner, we are going to go and investigate day 2. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.